skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.
Hey everyone, what up? Mad Kaiser here, and happy Halloween! So, I'm a huge fan of horror movies on how horrifying and fun they are. So, to celebrate Halloween, I figure I will list my top 5 favorite horror movies. Now, Hollywood is notorious for making dreadful horror remakes, as they are mainly just abominations to a beloved original classic and only exist to make money and provide no effort and no care to its source material. However, there are some remakes that have been either good or if not better than the original, and one of those prime examples is the remake of It. It was originally a 3-part miniseries released in 1990. Now, to be honest, I have some mixed feelings about the miniseries. While the first half was really good, the rest of it was a letdown. I mean, come on, a spider? This movie is a remake of the first part of the miniseries. But however, I honestly find this to be better than the original first half. The story of the Losers Club facing against It may have changed slightly, but it still remains interesting. The tone has become more darker, the main characters, well, most of them, are well developed and fleshed out. But the main reason that it is so good is, of course, Pennywise, the dancing clown. Bill Skarsgård gives an amazing performance, which makes Pennywise both funny, creepy, and very unsettling. While not the scariest film in this list, hence why it's only at number 5, It remains a darker, fun, and entertaining remake. So found footage horror movies like The Blair Witch Project and Paranormal Activity have been effective genre, giving a realistic and terrifying experience. And this movie is an example of that. And that is Rec. Rec is a Spanish foreign film featuring a reporter and the local fire brigade being trapped in a hotel apartment filled with other civilians and zombies which carry an infectious and deadly disease. What works in this film is the bleakness of the situation our main characters have, the suspense the movie builds, the twists and turns it brings, and the camera work to make it feel like you're in the movie. Despite being a foreign film, it's still a good and honestly terrifying one. Most horror films have been set in America, Asia, or Europe. There have been some set in my home country, Australia. And one of those films had to be a truly psychotic and honestly horrifying film. And that is The Babadook. The Babadook features a single mother, Amelia, and her troubled son Samuel, who have been tormented and terrified by a titular entity that has been lurking in the shadows after reading its demented book. What truly makes it good is its dark tone, especially since the movie has more of a greyish black feel to it. The suspense is spectacular, and there are even no jump scares or heck even any gore, and the performances the actors give are truly amazing. If there was another genre that works well with horror, it would have to be science fiction. Yes, I know there's comedy and romance, but still, science fiction horror movies are awesome. And a movie that represents the combination of both genres is an awesome one. And that is Alien by Ridley Scott. This movie is iconic, whether it be its plot, locations, protagonist, alien, scares, and scenes. The Xenomorph is the most terrifying and popular alien in all of science fiction. Eleanor Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver, is an awesome hero and continues to be so in the amazing follow-up Alien. What more could I say that hasn't been said already? This movie is definitely a horror classic and almost would have been the #1 spot if it weren't for this next one. But before I get to #1, here's a few terrifying honorable mentions that didn't just make the list. So, my favorite horror movie of all time would have to be... Yep, that's right, Halloween. This movie is truly a great masterpiece and a favorite of many, including myself. The plot of the terrifying Michael Myers, no, not that one, escaping from the sanatorium to stalk and kill these 3 girls and whoever gets in his way, while being pursued by his psychiatrist, Dr. Loomis, is an infamous one. The suspense in this movie is built up to its very, very finest. The characters are very memorable. Jamie Lee Curtis, who this movie introduced and got a title as Scream Queen, is awesome as Laurie Strode. The late Donald Pleasence did a perfect job of portraying Dr. Loomis. The cinematography is fantastic for a 39-year-old low-budget film, and John Carpenter's score for this movie is both iconic and terrifying. But the best part of this entire masterpiece is, of course, the boogeyman himself, Michael Myers. Again, no, he is terrifying, with his utter silence, his William Shatner mask which is the stuff of nightmares, his lack of motivation, him lurking in the shadows, stalking his prey, and how immortal he is. All of these qualities make for a truly terrifying and scary villain, and completely evil. I honestly find him more terrifying and more believable than a xenomorph, an entity, a zombie, or even a shape-shifting clown, since he is of course a human serial killer, but just without any humanity in him. He's just pure evil. This movie might not be the first slasher film, but this movie has put the slasher genre to the mainstream. Therefore, other slasher movies like Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Scream were born. This movie is just terrifying. It's scary, iconic, and truly perfect for the holiday season. Hence why it's at #1. Thank you guys for watching this video. This was heavily inspired by Loop Top Secret's Top 10 Scary Movies, and I highly suggest you watch that video as well. So what are your favorite scary movies? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, so punch that like button, drop down a comment, and kick that subscribe button if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy Halloween, and Mad Kaiser out.